Well, it's week 7 of the LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm in the LCS arcade part by Alienware, joined right now by Jiizuke from Evil Geniuses. After their victory over FlyQuest, you guys are now 2-0 over FlyQuest. Why is that? Why did you beat them both times?
I think they just don't do much. Like every other team, they just scale, and if you do something in between the early game, then you take that advantage and you just snowball easily. Yeah, I think that's why.
Well, you guys are currently tied with, I think, 2 other teams, Team Liquid being one of them, for 5th place in the LCS. Only, obviously, another game this week, but 2 more weeks to figure this out. Do you think you guys will make it into playoffs?
Well, that's the goal. We just want to take as much wins as possible and get good seeding for playoffs. I think, just not making playoffs would be sad.
What do you think you need to figure out in order to make playoffs?
I think we are already on a good path. We are everyone is on the same page, and we are finally starting to play like a team, like everyone playing together. Like you don't see like even if there are different places in the map, is like coordinated and everything is like going smooth. So I'm positive.
So that's what I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what it seems as though has been EG's biggest problem. Jat was talking about this, I think, during a cast where he was just showing, he's like, Jiizuke's off doing something, Svenskeren's off doing something else, Bang is off doing something. What has happened to bring you all on the same page now?
Just I think it's just a synergy, right? I think just you have to play a lot of time together. Some teams acquire the synergy instant. Some teams take some time, and we needed some time. And also, I think it hurts as well the fact that in NA there is no gaming house, and like everyone has apartments and office, right? While in EU you will you have a gaming house. You live all day with your team. You synergize inside and outside of the game. Like I don't know. I don't even know what my teammates are doing at home. Meanwhile, in the gaming house, I will say like I will look to my right. Hey Mowgli, you want to do or something like this? You know, it's like more you are together and you become friends and you synergize in game more. You know, but in NA is kind of hard. So I can see why we didn't synergize very instant. I can see that.
Do you like the gaming house situation more than this? Because in North America, most of the pros have been really excited to go live on their own or maybe with one other teammate. But you're saying that you see this potentially as a bit of a thing that's held back team synergy.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. It's like when I have been gaming houses for my last 4 years. So it's like sometimes, someday I was like, I really want my PC, or just I wanna be alone. Some days because it was like really loud in the gaming house, whatever, and like I wanted my private space. But I can see the advantages of your private space as well and no gaming house. But I think it's just pros and cons, right? Private space have an advantage and gaming house has another advantage. But in an ideal world, I think everyone has at least for me, the best will be gaming house, and then everyone has their own room with their PC, and they can have their private space. Like G2, pretty much. G2 is doing that right now, and I think, G2 are the best team right now. So,
If you could, would you move all 4 of your teammates into a house and do this?
yeah. Like if we had a gigantic house with like 5 rooms with space for PC and everything, I think it's the best choice you can have to have gaming house and room with your PC. Yeah, for sure.
Oh. If you want a giant house, it's going to be difficult in Los Angeles. It's a lot easier to get a giant house in Berlin than in Los Angeles. So that might be you're not okay for just a 5-bedroom regular house?
Regular house is fine. Just need a PC in your room and just a room with 5 PC together, and you can play with your team. Like I think even in Berlin, like the houses were not like huge. They were just normal houses, and then like. Now that I think about it, I could have my PC in my room in Vitality. Just they never give us PCs, or like there was not like the thought process. So we should get PCs in the room so they can have private space, But yeah, G2 are the first one to do it.
Well, stepping away from that conversation and back to the LCS, now that you have been here for most of a split, what is your verdict on the other mid laners in the LCS? Are there any that you consider like you really want to beat, or that you think are a big challenge for you, or any that you think are easy for you to go up against? I don't know.
Um, it's hard to judge because just no one really plays for lane phase in NA. So it's like you just see the the complete version of themselves, what they do. Not really about laning phase, but like in general. And like everyone has like their own specialty. Like I think like Bjergsen or Froggen are complete. I think Niski is as good as his team is.
Yeah.
But I think Bjergsen and Froggen are good, and then the others are so-so.
Okay.
That's all I will say.
How would you rank? Are you so-so, or are you on the Frog and Bjergsen level?
I'm on another level. I'm from Europe.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, we have a lot of European mid laners. Most of our mid laners, I think, are from Europe. So.
They lost their touch.
Oh, they lost their touch. Okay, good to hear. Well, now I'm happy to hear you.
I hope it doesn't sound as toxic.
That's okay. That's the headline for the interview. So let's talk about this. So you mentioned that you feel like in NA people don't play for the laning phase. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Just okay. Comparison will be in Europe. If you have a good matchup, or like if you think you can one with you, like let's say they're your jungle is bot, right? But you're top and you can one with you the lane. Teams in NA will just play passive, and even if they can one with you, they don't even try because they can give something to enemy jungler. While in EU, there are many times that the top just gets double killing screams, and then on stage as well. And in like same the game I just played, I got mid prio every single time. We could have dive bot every time. Like we just had to find the perfect timing, but like they were not contesting much. Yeah. So it was like you have a lot of freedom, and just they. It's like they don't even go for trades. Most people like they just stay behind and try to get even push, and if they can't, then they just wait for their jungler. Well, for me, it's like I'm trying to go for the trades, but they just go back. So I'm like, yeah, if I go into him, I'll just die. So I just don't in the end, and I just get free prio and I roam. So I think Tyler, for example, was good this game because we have winning bot and Pantheon, so I could have done whatever I want with prio.
Is this frustrating for you because you seem to be a player that likes to fight a lot, and if the other mid laner is just never willing to fight, and they're just focused on even lane stuff, whatever, is that aggravating to you?
I mean, I'd like to prove what I can do in laning phase, and yeah, the fact that no one actually plays laning phase and just I don't know, fake pressure with for the jungler, it's a bit sad because I know that people in an international stage won't play like this. So like you don't really get to practice the laning phase part. But yeah, I'm just still testing the waters. I'm seeing to what level I can play aggressive and to what level I should play passive. And for example, this game went for some weird plays. So like I'm still trying to go to for my aggressive plays, but it's more contained than before. In Europe, I will go for every single play in my eyes, like solo queue style even. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still adapting.
Well, I think what's interesting, we can move up because we're losing the light. I think what's interesting is that you mentioned that sort of the playstyle of aggressive mid laning that we lack here is the way that it would be played at Worlds, and so I worry that perhaps do you think that this sets us back when we go to international events where perhaps our mid laners are not used to playing this more aggressive style?
I mean, I do remember when I played 2018 Worlds, when I played any mids, like I will go 30 aside. So like it's for sure a down part because if you face a LPL team or EU team and you don't play for lane, then you lost in the beginning. Like you have to contest every single wave, and there are a lot of skin wishes, 2v2, 2v3, and why like in NA it just doesn't happen. So like at best it happens what happened this game. We got a lead early and we snowball it quietly. Like if you snowball clean, then we're gonna win the game. But usually if you are new or well, if you watch any LPL game, they contest the 2v2, they contest the 2v3, there are many kills, and then it's like 50-50. Who plays better mechanically just wins the game, right? So this way instead is like we can gain anything, but also if we fuck up, we lose everything. Right. So it's like for me, that's the way we should still strive to play aggressive and play our game, and like play for early game and everything. Because I think if you play for early game, then you're gonna win the game regardless if you get an advantage from it. So going back to a question, I think yes, it will be a downside for international events.
Is this something that you have tried to get EG to go for? Because it does feel as though, like you guys have talked about how it's hard to get everybody on the same page, and I feel like part of that is because, you know, even before the split started, I remember interviewing Zazel and Sven, and they were talking about you having this aggressive play style. So is this something that you've tried to push EG towards? Because obviously you have some like safer players on the team.
Yeah, like I mean, you don't pick Telepantheon for playing for late, for sure. Like our plan was like to dive bot. We divided them up, and we had like 7 minutes to play with. The dive didn't really happen, but we were really far ahead on Nautilus Senna. And this goes to a point of before they actually just give up everything. If you like show that you wanna do a dive or that, they just fully give up. They don't even try to contest. And like I think it was Bang had the one item, Nautilus had the Proto Belt, and then we had the BF and some mobility boots on support. Yeah. Like it was like really one-sided. I'm like, okay, I guess we snowballed early. Yeah, we're gonna win the game. Yes. Like, so yeah. For me, I'm trying to push the aggressive playstyle for sure because I think it's just the way to go. I think in when we were bootcamping in Korea, I was like really over aggressive every single game. I was like really pushing it to a limit, but then I was looking that we didn't really want to play that aggressive, so like I fixed it over time. Yeah. And I think right now it's a fine state of aggressiveness. Yes. Yeah.
You've hit the right level of aggression, for sure. Now, I do want to ask you: did you have a chance to play or to watch today's C9 versus TSM game?
Yeah. Okay. I watched.
What did you think of that? Because I actually felt like that was a very high aggression game. A ton of contesting of objectives, lots of team fights. Is that more the way you'd like to see North America play?
Yeah, for sure. Like there were a lot of skirmishes. Cloud9 lost them and they lost the game, but usually they are on the winning part, and that's why they won every single game. Yeah. Before that, like even our game against Cloud9, it was we lost a fight mid to top, and then they snowballed from that. But if they didn't contest, then we just roam and snowball regardless. Yeah. So like the fact that they contest, it's a good thing to do. And yeah, I think they lost 5 skirmishes, Cloud9 TSM, like Cloud9 to TSM, and that's how they lost the game. So it was like, it was a good game to watch, at least.
It's just kind of fun. I mean, obviously, I really like it whenever teams are aggressive, and I think one of my favorite times was when in 2018 Worlds, when Vitality kind of brought this level of aggression that then C9 emulated and kind of changed the whole meta for groups. And I just kind of hope it would be quite fun to see North America kind of pick that up, because I feel like for a long time Liquid has played this kind of safe, standard way, and that has sort of set the tone for the past couple of years. So I don't know. Do you think NA could and should push into this more aggressive play style?
I think you have the players with mechanics, so I think you can push it. Yeah. It just takes the mentality shift really, and I think. Well, you saw TSM can do it today, so it's TSM, Cloud9, us so far. They need us because they have Uni, they pick Pantheon top and stuff, I guess. Yes. But lately they're struggling a bit. But I think any team can do it. It's just about how do you go into the game. If you're picking for lane, if you're picking for scaling, like right now is like, yeah, I'm picking Victor. See you at 30 minutes, and yes. Let's see if enemy mid picks the same scaling or not. Suddenly Pobelter gets 10 kills, and he's more fat than Victor for the whole game, basically. So yeah, I think it's possible, and I think it's doable, and it should be done. Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. We're scooting back again. I just shifting away from the analysis and just onto something more fun. Have you found Italian food you like yet in Los Angeles?
Well, my owner brought me to an Italian restaurant. It was not good.
It was not good.
No. Okay. And then I was like really negative about it. But then I went. I was like, I was open-minded, and then the staff is Spanish. They talk Spanish. Okay. And then I taste the food, like the entrance, entry food, like before first
Appetizer?
appetizer, yeah. Appetizer was fine, but then I ate the pasta and it was like a disaster. It was like
Have you
3 out of 10 or something, yeah.
Have you had Pasta Sisters yet?
Huh?
Pasta Sisters. There's a place in Los Angeles called Pasta Sisters. There's a couple of them. People really like it. There's one in Culver City. I would love your review. Honestly, this is an EG content series. I feel like EG should do Jiizuke tries to find good pasta and just reviews all the Los Angeles pasta.
I mean, I can't promise anything, but we will see. Okay. If people want it, then it's good content.
Okay. I want it. If shout us out in the comments if you would, or tweet at Evil Geniuses if you would like to see Jiizuke review pasta from all over Los Angeles.
Just don't. Okay. Like.
Do you like gnocchi? I like gnocchi.
What's gnocchi?
Gnocchi, Gnocchi.
Yeah. In Italy, mostly every week, actually, you make handmade pasta or gnocchi, and you just eat with your family. So it's really insane. Yeah. So my standards are like here. I'm not sure what gnocchi do you try.
Pasta Sisters has good gnocchi. Okay. Yeah. Have you been to? Actually, this is great. Have you been to Olive Garden yet?
Olive Garden?
Olive Garden.
No.
No. Okay. I'm not. I'm joking. When I Pasta Sisters is legit. Olive Garden. I would love to see you review Olive Garden. How do you feel about unlimited breadsticks?
Unlimited breadsticks.
Yes. You know breadsticks? Do you know what they are?
Really?
It's they're like they're literally bread rolls or like sticks that you can get that are, I don't know, like they're the size of a candy bar or something, and it's bread. But Olive Garden, it's known for their unlimited breadsticks. So it's not actually good. It's like very cheap chain restaurant, but people get excited about the unlimited breadsticks. So I know somebody over at EG. I'm going to bring up this content series thing. Either way, is there anything you want to say to any of the fans?
Well, thank you for supporting us so far, and I hope you can get more wins in the future.
Thank you so much for the interview. Thanks. Great insight. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to see you review pasta. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hello. It's me again in the Alienware Arcade. It's actually called the LCS Arcade powered by Alienware, but I am renaming it the Alienware Arcade. I'm filming this outro during a Cloud9 Dignitas game. But all I want to be doing is sitting here on these Alienware computers playing some good old games. That's right, I'm talking about good old games like League of Legends, Legends of Runeterra, Teamfight Tactics. Not that Valorant thing. All right, we don't talk about that. Anyway, this stuff is cool, and their arcade is cool, and they do a bunch of cool stuff for me. All right, I don't need to tell you about how many teraflops they've gotten there and the resolution. You know that this is the good stuff. All right, so go get yourself some of the good stuff at alienware.com/Travis using Travis10 off. Good stuff.